Welcome here to the Kowloon Cricket Club for this all-important two-day Premier League Fincher Shield fixture between two old rivals, the KCC and Hong Kong Cricket Club. Joining me out the middle for the toss, the two respective captains, Fincher Shield, Jamie Atkinson, and also we've got a special guest here today, President of the Kowloon Cricket Club, Mr. Peter Fraser, who's going to do the honours for the toss. Fire away, Peter. Heads called by Fincher Shield.
Sorry, you have to call a flower number, sorry.
Oh, we're replaying. Massive. Oh, all right. Ready?
Flower.
Calls flower.
It's a flower.
Flower it is. What are you going to do, Kinchit? Not a tough decision?
I mean, honestly, it wouldn't be a bad toss to do this. Quite a bit of grass on it, but looking at the surface, it's still a little solid and hard underneath the surface, under the grass. So we'll back ourselves and try and get a total on the board.
And how have you been hitting it, mate? You happy with your form?
Happy with the form. Team's been doing well. This season we've won 9 out of 10 games as a Premier League team, so we're pretty high in confidence.
Very nice. Now, obviously we just recently had the 50-over Premier League final between the two clubs. Any changes to the composition of the team for today?
Just Haroon's out today because of an injury.
Buckers comes in. All right, mate. Well, good luck and play well. And yeah.
Thank you. Thanks, mate.
Jamie, mate, you would have had a bat, wouldn't you?
Well, I'm not known for usually batting first, so I think we're going to go first. But yeah, look, not much to do with the toss. There is a bit of grass on it to begin with. Hopefully exploit that, get a few wickets early, put them under some pressure, and then keep them down as much as possible, and then hopefully knock them off.
Very nice, mate. And your own form? You happy with your own form?
Yeah, absolutely. Been in the runs a bit this season. All of the batters have been doing really well this season. We felt pretty confident in some good all-round team performances, and hopefully taking the form that we had from the Premier League final into this game here.
Very nice indeed. Now, with the exclusion, I believe there's Christopher Carter's out of the side. Are there any other changes to the makeup of the team as compared to the 50-over final?
Well, Chris is out because of he's on a flight call as COVID rules as they are at the moment, so he's unable to be. He could be called at any time, so we couldn't pick him in the team. But we brought Devang Bolsara in as a batter who's been doing very well for the Infidels this season, and hopefully played well in the two-day game last year, and he does it again this year.
Very nice. Now, with Chris Carter out of the lineup, I assume you'll be taking the gloves. You must be thrilled.
Well, yeah, hopefully a quick fielding performance from us here, and not 90 overs in the field today, but we'll see how we go.
Well, good luck, Jimmy. It should be a cracking game, and look, do stay with us. Start of play will be set 9:30 local time. Absolutely magnificent conditions here in Hong Kong. Should be a fabulous encounter between these two old rivals, KCC, Hong Kong Cricket Club. So stay with us. Welcome to listeners from all around the world for this all-important two-day Fincher Shield Premier League match between two old foes, the Kowloon Cricket Club and Hong Kong Cricket Club. Joining me out in the middle here is David Varley, Captain of Cricket for the Hong Kong Cricket Club, and my fellow commentator, Bodders, Matt Botfield. How are you, boys?
Great to be here, Matt. What a beautiful day, and thank you very much for hosting us here at the Kowloon Cricket Club.
Absolute pleasure as always, David. Now, the wicket we've got here for you today, it's got a lot of grass on it. I think that's a good thing at the end of the day, so it doesn't sort of break up as the contest gets into the second day. What are your thoughts, David?
Well, there is a lot of grass on it, and that's making the batsman worry a little bit. So normally you would win the toss and have a bat, I would think, but the question is it going to break up? The groundsman said he's got a lot of water into it, it will hold together, but questions have been asked. Normally the KCC pitches do break up a little bit early perhaps, so it's a really important toss to win. And what do you think? I'm not sure they'll bat or bowl. What's your thoughts?
Look, well, firstly to Bodders, we'll get some thoughts.
I think win the toss and bat, I don't think there's any doubt in my mind. I think, yes, it does have a lot of grass on top and should hold together, but I have no doubt it will turn this afternoon and turn even more tomorrow, so I'd be batting first.
Yeah, definitely. I think the spinners are going to come into play. Obviously for Hong Kong Cricket Club, you've got Jonesy and Fincher Shield and co. I guess it depends if you bat first or bowl first, but I think they're going to have a very important place to play, along with the likes of Dan Pascoe and, of course, young superstar Ahan Trivedi as well. So I think spin's going to play a really big play in this.
Absolutely, and don't forget the head coach Wackers Barkett. But you look at Atiq Iqbal has had a big say in these two-day games in recent years. Last year in the Hancock Shield at Hong Kong Cricket Club, he was man of the match, bowled absolutely beautifully. But it looks like it's a different type of pitch, though. So yes, it's got some nice grass cover, but I reckon by about lunchtime it should be a lovely batting wicket in that corner.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Any final thoughts, Potters?
Well, I mean, HKCC come in as defending Fincher Shield champions, so a big task in front of the Caroline Cricket Club to win that back on home soil. I can't help but think back 2 years to that magnificent partnership from Elliot Scribner and Martin Versfeld, which put HKCC in the winning position. 120-odd partnership, century to Elliot Scribner. HKCC battled a long way down. I think we're in for a great game.
Yeah, I certainly think we are. Look, grass on the wicket as mentioned, but I think it's pretty hard underneath. I think you win the toss, you have a bat, you get runs on the board. It's absolutely magnificent day here in Hong Kong, and we suspect good weather for tomorrow as well. Join us back here live at 9:30 local time for the first ball, and we hope you enjoyed the fixture as much as I'm sure we are. Absolutely.
Cannot wait.
Thank you, Matthew.
Welcome here live to the Kowloon Cricket Club for this two-day Premier League Fincher Shield fixture between KCC and Hong Kong Cricket Club. I'm Matt Collins. Joining me here today is the captain of cricket from Hong Kong Cricket Club, David Varley, and Matt Botfield. How are we, boys?
Morning, Matt Collins. Morning.
Wow, what a beautiful day, and thank you very much, Matty, for having us here for this really famous fixture that happens between these two great sides, the Hong Kong Cricket Club and the Kowloon Cricket Club, playing for the Fincher Shield in the two-day game. It's going to be a magnificent day and a great game, Matt Botfield.
Yeah, team's just finishing their official team photos for history's sake, and we'll be underway here in a few minutes, where Hong Kong Cricket Club have won the toss and elected to bat first, unsurprisingly, I would say, boys.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think had to have a bat first. Look, there'll be a little bit of juice in it early, but I think if you can get through that first hour or so, even half hour, I think batting's just going to be absolutely magnificent. So really a no-brainer for Captain Kinchit Shah.
Absolutely. So in these fixtures in the last few years, the first hour or two really has set the tone. So if you go back to the Hancock Shield last year, the two-day game at the Hong Kong Cricket Club, Jamie Atkinson under cloudy skies made the really courageous decision to bat first, and KCC had a great first 2 hours, set the tone for the game and really set up the win. So it's that this first hour or two, Hong Kong Cricket Club winning the toss and batting, really need to get through, with as little damage as possible and set up the game from here. Matt Bodfield, your thoughts?
Well, we're going to see Jay Davidson and Martin Kazir go head to head, are we?
Well, KCC's not opening today, so the South African superstar versus the Namibian Nightmare, and you'd have to say over the last few years, the Namibian Nightmare has been the KCC Nightmare. He's really had his wicket, and KCC, after a brilliant season last year, has really been struggling for runs. So he's batting about 4 or 5, and a former KCC youngster, Ardit Gorawara, will be opening the batting today with the cheeky teacher South African Brett Long, so that'll be great to see.
Very interesting.
Indeed. Well, look, you mentioned Martin Kutsia, obviously a fabulous player. Shorter runs this season, you'd have to think he's due, and KCC's obviously hoping he's not due against them.
I played cricket with him on a Sunday, and we've commentated him a lot, and I've been hoping, maybe you not so much, Matty Collins, but hopefully there is for all the people who love big hitting and fast scoring, Martin KCC is one of the stars and one of the batsmen that everyone would want to see. But then, Dave Davidson, he's been bowling beautifully, hasn't he, Matt Collins?
Yeah, he's had a good year. He's dropped a bit of weight in the off-season. His knees a lot better now. He's done a lot of work in the gym. He's looking as fit as I've seen him at the club, actually. So he'll be raring to go. Our umpires today getting into position. Umpires John Prakash and Tabarak Dar, and we'll be underway in a minute or so here. We'll maybe have a quick look at the team spotters if you've got them in front of you.
Yeah, I've got the Hong Kong Cricket Club team here. Elliot Scrivener, Ardit Gorawara is opening the batting. Charlie Wallace, Luke Jones, Martin Kazir, Ninad Shah, Kinchit Shah, Nazakat Khan, Ayush Shukla, Ryan Buckley and Brett Long. Haruna Shah, 12th man.
He's got a muscle pull, so that's the all-rounder, the cricket contractor under the Trent Johnson school there. He pulled a muscle playing against the KCC Templars last Sunday, so he's out for a few weeks. So as he's a very important player in the national setup, a young guy, you've got to look after these kind of guys. If they get an injury, you don't want to really rush it, Matt Collins. You've got to get these guys right.
Well, so I guess the question begs, why is he 12th man if he's not fit?
He runs the drinks beautifully.
Okay.
Mixes
he
the
might be
corridors.
required. I mean,
we've also got a 13th man, and if required, Matt Collins, I'll steam out of the commentary box and be 14th man.
That would be a sight.
Yes, I've got the powder blue jacket and an extra set of white, so don't worry about that.
Let me go through the KCC 11. Han Trivedi, Azaz Khan, Atiq Akbal, Bubba Hyatt, Dan Pascoe, Devang Balsara, Jamie Atkinson, captain, Jay Davidson, who'll open the bowling, Mohammed Khan, Mo the Pocket Rocket, Simandeep Singh, Wakas Barkat, and 12th man Jaden Botfield.
So Jaden Botfield got 100 recently, Matthew, in a Sunday league. He must be very, very close to being picked in this side.
Very, very close. Honestly, a little disappointed to miss out the young man, but does understand it's a very hard batting lineup to break into.
Absolutely. Well, Mo Khan, he's probably just got the nod ahead of Jaden, and he's got a big job to do. And Jay Davidson will be coming in, bowling to the left-hander Brett Long. Here we go. First ball of the Fincher Shield. Just gets back in behind it there. Good start from batter and bowler there. So in the non-strikers end,
A guy who came through the junior ranks here at KCC, Ardit Gorawara, and decided to make the move across to the Hong Kong Cricket Club. There's been a few of them. You've got the captain of the Hong Kong Cricket Club, Kinchit Shah. He played his trade here. Neenad Shah, Nizakat Khan. There's a few of them there. Matthew Collins.
We breed him for you, mate.
Breed them and they get sent up the hill. As Jay comes in again.
Off the mark. That's always good for the batsman. Bit of bat on ball, down to fine leg, and away we go.
David, you mentioned Ardit is. You'd go a long way to find someone who works harder on their batting than Ardit. I was up at HKCC yesterday, as you know. We bumped into each other, and Ardit was there, all sweat after another big session in the nets.
He's worked very hard at his game. His dad's a massive supporter, throws a lot of balls at him. He developed beautifully here at KCC, and he's done a lot of work with Trent Johnson, the national coach, in recent years. He got a duck in the 50 over final on a ball that really reared off a length, and it's probably the momentum at the moment is probably with KCC in the last month or so. But in the new game, big job here for Ardit opening the batting. Here comes Jay Davidson. Down leg side. Normally a wide on Sunday cricket, but not here in the two-day game, Matthew Collins.
A little latitude given in the two-day format, but they're getting through to the keeper all right, as we mentioned in the preview. Bit of grass on this wicket, which I don't mind to see at all. I think it'll hold up fairly well over the 2 days. So I think they'll be a little bit in it early, but yeah, as I mentioned before, I think Kinchit Shah winning the toss, having a bat, right thing to do, get runs on the board. But really this first half hour now, pretty crucial.
Absolutely.
That is an absolute ripper there from Jay Davidson.
Played the line, the ball just seemed away. I've watched Ardit a lot in the nets and also out on the ground the last year or so. The one thing he does well is he plays very late. I would actually say out of all the Hong Kong Cricket Club batsmen, he plays late. But of course, in a 2-day game, you're really feeling for the ball. You want bat on ball, but once he gets set and once he gets moving, he does play the ball very late, which is, when the ball's going to be seaming around perhaps on this grassy wicket, it could be important.
Oh, that's another beauty.
I mean, they're really taking off the scene.
Yeah, look, it's going to be interesting to see how both sides sort of adjust, I guess you'd say. I mean, they don't play, this is the only 2-day cricket they play all year.
Wow.
And so, how they look to change their tempo as compared to playing the 20 over and the 50 over stuff, I think is going to be interesting to see.
Those last two deliveries basically unplayable.
Yeah, let's have a little look there. Yeah, that's an absolute cracker.
But the good thing about Ardit, he didn't push it, he didn't chase it, he just played the line, played late. This is a huge first half hour for both sides. Well left. And look at that, great carry through to wicket-keeper Jamie Atkinson. No Chris Carter today, Matthew Collins.
No, I believe Chris is a pilot, and I believe he's on call somewhat. So
till 12 p.m. today, didn't want to take the risk.
Yeah, you can't take the risk.
Can't take a risk, not in this day and age. And flies down there for Cathay. We wish him all the best.
Yes, indeed. And so that'll mean that obviously Jimmy Atkinson, the skipper of the KCC, has taken the gloves today. I'm not sure he'll be loving that too much, to be honest. But
where will he bat? Will he bat 3 or 4? Probably 4.
Good question. I mean, I think it really depends how long he's out there in the field. Obviously, if KCC roll Hong Kong Cricket Club, for a fairly modest total, I think he'll probably bat at 3 or 4. I think if he has a long day, he might look to push himself down the order a little bit tomorrow.
Yeah, it's interesting. He batted 4 at the Hancock Shield, the equivalent game up at HKCC last year, with Simo batting 3, but you've added Bubba Hyatt into the squad as well this year, so it'll be interesting to see what middle order they go with. They'll definitely open with Devon Mo, I would say, Devon Balsaro, Mo Khan. After that, not really sure.
It was a surprising choice at the Hancock Shield last year, the Hong Kong Cricket Club in the 2-day game, where Mo Khan and Devang Balsara opened up, and really, from a Hong Kong Cricket Club perspective, we see them as more Saturday cricketers who play a bit of Sunday, maybe Division 2, but they were absolutely terrific in the 2-day game.
Nice count.
Oh,
played nicely off his legs there.
Straight to, who was that?
Atiq Iqbal Ur-Rahman.
Oh, not to what is regarded as the greatest fielder ever to play for the Callum.
No.
Whacker Sparkat. You've been talking him up all years, Matty Collins, and he hasn't really delivered the Jonty Rhodes.
Well, maybe not while you've been watching, but no, he's a superb fielder. And look, Atiq just fumbled one there, but Atiq's off very safe hands.
Does he safe hands?
Oh, yeah.
And he's also, for those who watched in the Hancock Shield and 2-day game, Atik was best on ground, or man of the match, as they say. But absolutely
BOG. 5 wickets.
Christian Petrarca, and you're like your Melbourne Demons, Matthew Collins.
No, he bowled beautifully in that Hancock Shield fixture.
5 for 34.
5 for 34, wow.
5 for 34 off his 18 overs.
He loves playing at the Hong Kong Cricket Club.
Eight
He loves playing anywhere.
Loves playing cricket.
Loves playing cricket. Good lad. Here comes Azaz, bowling to Ardit.
3 slips and a gully.
Beautiful carry.
3 slips and a gully in.
So in first slip there, the head coach Wakas Barkett. Second slip, Devang Balsara. Third slip would be Simandeep Singh. And gully, the
Pascoe.
crime extraordinary, the crime fighter, the novelist Dan Pascoe, a guy who works very hard at his game, Matthew Collins.
Yeah, he certainly does. He's just coming back from an injury, but he's getting better every time I see him out there. So
He's well defended.
I think just on the topic of Dan Pascoe, I think spin, as we've seen the case here at KCC all year, spin's going to be really, really crucial. I think from KCC's perspective, I think him and Ahan Trivedi are going to play a pretty big role here.
So the other guy's probably going to play a big role for KCC is Bubba Hyde. He made a beautiful 55 off about 29 balls last Sunday, and he really pummeled the Hong Kong Cricket Club Scorpions. Absolutely batted beautifully. He strikes it well, doesn't he, Bubba Hyde?
Yeah, he absolutely smashes it.
Well played.
Very well defended there.
Extremely solid at it.
It's great to see these young guys get an opportunity. Ardit Gorawara, Ahan Trivedi, Ayush Shukla, some guys who probably weren't in their best sides maybe 12 or 18 months ago, but really become key players in the side, haven't they? Ardit's key,
Yeah.
Ayush Shukla's very important, Ahan Trivedi's terrific, and it's great to see the pocket rocket, Mo Khan.
He is the man.
He is. Maybe he'll be in short leg later. I saw him warming up a short leg. And I saw him drop about 60% of the catches, so it didn't give me a lot of confidence. But it's the ones you catch out on the ground, Matthew Botfield,
That's
they're the
all
ones
that
that matter,
matters.
isn't it?
Well, he caught 40% of them. That's the positive, isn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a beautiful ground here at the Kowloon Cricket Club. Peter Fraser, the president, does a wonderful job. We wish him all the best. Quite short one end, isn't it? The clubhouse end, it's quite short, while to the bowling club end at the other end, it's much longer.
Very long. And what an absolute outstanding day we've got weather-wise, gentlemen. It is absolutely beautiful. Yeah, not a cloud in the sky, roughly 20 degrees at the moment, probably heat up to 23, you think?
According to the weather wall.
Yeah, the weather wall.
And look, it's great carry, isn't it? You normally don't get these pitches early on at Kowloon Cricket Club in particular, but also to Hong Kong Cricket Club, were not getting a lot of carry, and they were really spinning wickets. And it's great to see a wicket. There's a bit of grass on it. There's some nice carry on it. It should be a good batting pitch, probably later today, and then might take some spin on the second day, Matthew Collins.
Yeah, it certainly will. The curators here as well, they've just given a bit of length on the outfield as well, which I don't mind. Give the bowlers a bit of a fighting chance on what is an otherwise small ground. So yeah, the outfield just a little slower than what we'd normally expect. But this centre wicket block is 2 years old now, so you'd expect it in its second year here to start settling down a bit and producing some good wickets, which I think we've got today.
So Brett Long, he loves to drive through the covers, but he'll be, he's a guy that will really get his head down, really make you work for his wicket. But in KCC saying, if you're good enough, Brett, hit the big shot. We've got 3 slips, a gully, and really a backward point there. And it's interesting, in the 50 over game you had Nizakat Khan and Martin Kurtzia opening, so Hong Kong Cricket Club have changed both their openers. Nizakat will probably bat 4 or 5, and Kurtzia 5.
Just let go outside.
Yeah,
off
leaving
stop.
well here.
Yep.
I like what I'm
Yep.
seeing. Giving themselves a chance to get through that new rock.
Absolutely.
Jay Davidson's bowled a couple of corkers, but no reward for him at this juncture.
The electronic scoreboard's back and running, Matthew Collins.
It's all happening here at the KCC. We've got action replays on there as well.
Absolutely, it's a wonderful club, and I'm sure Veggie Kingdom's doing a good job, Matthew Botfield.
They're a wonderful sponsor and supporter of Kowloon Cricket Club, Veggie Kingdom.
Back and about. So Brett Long's he's changed his bat in the last few weeks. He decided he wanted a little bit more power, and he borrowed one of Martin Kurtzia's bats. So I think maybe he was going a little bit unused by Martin Kurtzia, so I thought he'd...
that's a bit rough.
but you can't keep talented guys down, and he's not going to be facing the new ball. He's not going to be facing probably his nemesis at the moment, Jay Davidson. So he'll come in and he'll probably reasonable chance he's facing a Teak or a Dan Pascoe or even maybe a Hahn. Here comes Jay Davidson.
I would say the minute Coetzee comes to the wicket, Jay Davidson will start warming up.
Really? Big call. Really?
I tend to concur.
Oh, there is
warming up.
Now, my fellow commentators who have a slight leaning, just to maybe 51%, 49% to KCC, the Kowloon Cricket Club. They love their Kowloon Cricket Club. It's a beautiful club here, great facilities, wonderful president there, Peter Fraser. And everyone loves to see Davidson, Matthew Coetzee,
Too many Matthews, Dave.
Too many Matthews.
Jeez.
Martin Coetzee, and we send a big hello to his wife Lindy, who's at home, 7 months pregnant. We hope she's doing well. Their baby's due on February the 10th, and their first child. So wish them all the best. And as we just see the spiritual leader and the director of cricket, Ash Caddy, a guy who's had a wonderful record here at the Kowloon Cricket Club in the 2-day game, not playing, which is a big loss for KCC.
Yeah, Ash has had a back problem. It's kept him out of all forms of cricket, let alone Premier League. But I did see him down the nets during the week, and I think he might look to maybe play a little bit of cricket just as a batsman, which I think is a good idea. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea for him to play a bit of Saturday cricket, even Sunday cricket.
Exactly.
As a batsman. Why not?
He was down at training during the week. He didn't bowl, but he did bat and field. So working his way back into it.
And he's a lion-hearted man. He's a bit like Mervyn Hughes. You know, when you need a wicket, or like if you look at the 2-day game in the Fincher Shield where KCC's batting was crumbling, he came in about 8 or 9, got a wonderful 50. He's a guy who works very hard at his game, and he runs in hard. But sometimes with these big, strong, fast bowlers, their body starts letting them down a little bit, and it's unfortunate he's had this back injury, but we wish him all the best in recovery, because everyone in Hong Kong cricket and Asian cricket and worldwide cricket like to see Ash Caddy bowling fast, hitting the ball hard, and we hope he recovers well, because he is a bit of the spiritual leader down here, and a great man for Kowloon Cricket Club as Azaz Khan comes in.
That one was quick.
It was quick.
That's maybe the quickest delivery we've seen today. He does take a little bit of time to get into his work, Azaz.
He's nicknamed Sleepy Matthew Collins.
Well, he's probably not the only one out there. I think my fellow commentator Matt Botfield mentioned that Bubba Hyatt has very little risk of a heart attack.
Never going to die of a heart attack, Bubba.
He's fairly laconic.
Bit of movement back in here, I think.
Oh, yes. Oh. That's off the seam.
Very much so.
But it probably went over the stumps, so there's definitely some bounce and carry. A good toss to win by Kinshid Shah as he just pops across there. Nice. Gets back inside there. It's a different game here. And these two cricketers, and this is why I think Kinshid Shah decided to open with these two rather than the swashbuckling, hard-hitting, long-striking Nizakat Khan and Martin Coetzee. These guys, they'll bat 20, 30 overs and be on 15 not outs. They're really going to try and knuckle down and get through the new ball. So, because the worst thing you want to do in a 2-day game is be 4 for 50 after the first hour or so. So here we go.
Particularly after winning the toss.
Especially after winning the toss.
I mean, Brett Long's game is built for this form of the game.
And I would say, don't want to put the mocker on him, Ardit Gorawara. He just plays the ball so late. He's got a lovely defence, and he's really worked hard at his game here originally at KCC, but over the last couple of years at the Hong Kong Cricket Club. And it's terrific. It's a credit to Trent Johnston and his team there at the Cricket Hong Kong, the national coach, of course, a guy who played for Ireland and played in the team that beat the West Indies.
Wow,
and hence why he wrote a book called Raiders of the Caribbean, available from all good bookstores and Amazon, I believe. Well bowled, well played. No, just the last thing you want to do is get run out early on, Matthew Collins.
Yeah, especially in a 2-day game, mate. You don't need that.
Absolutely. And then as we welcome all our viewers from around the world, we've got our friends up in India and Pakistan and Oman, Dubai, Australia, New Zealand, the UK. A big shout out to Elliot Scrivener's friends and family down there in New Zealand who really enjoyed 2 years ago when he came in at number 8 and made 102 not out.
That was
an incredible victory. Man of the match, basically won the Hong Kong Cricket Club the game. Him and Martin Booster Versfeld, who's gone back to South Africa as Azaz Khan comes in.
That one very high.
Matt, I noticed KCC seem to be wearing some special caps out there today.
It's a bit of a hybrid cap. I mean, the traditional baggy green that the Australian players wear, for example, I mean, it's that sort of heavy woolen cap. This one's sort of a combo between a baseball cap and that.
But it's a commemorative Fincher Shield
yes,
cap,
commemorative Fincher Shield cap, and I think a lot more comfortable perhaps to wear than the traditional baggy.
That's fantastic.
Bit of a hybrid hat.
A bit of tradition in the club. It's fantastic. Azaz Khan, bowling one.
Ooh, just got inside of that. Very watchful early on, both Brett Long and Azaz Khan. A good battle early on. Score after 4 overs, 2 for none. Or if you're from Australia, it's none for 2, Matthew
None
Botfield.
for 2, correct, indeed.
So it'll be Davison to continue. You'd think they'd probably look to get maybe 5 or 6 out of him at this KCC Pavilion end.
Yeah, he's bowled well so far.
And,
Opened up maiden in his previous over.
Then I think you may well see a Tik Iqbal Ur-Rahman
Replace him at this end, yeah.
Absolutely. We send a shout out to some of our friends watching from around the world. Former captain of cricket, Hong Kong Cricket Club superstar, Paul Watkins. We say hello to him. Hope he's enjoying his
G'day,
cricket.
Watko.
He's a guy who's played hundreds and hundreds of games for his beloved Nomads. He's scored runs all around the world for the Hong Kong Cricket Club. He's played a few of these Fincher Shields and Hancock Shields, and hope, Watko, you're enjoying your cricket as Jay Davidson comes into bowl. Oh, just gets in behind there, takes a single, and of course, hello to the guy that I refer to occasionally as the chairman of Selector, Liam Ginnivan, former captain of the Wanderers, plays his cricket now at CCC, still plays for the Wanderers. And he'll be in commentary tomorrow, Matthew Collins.
Yes, looking forward to that. You know, great cricketer here in Hong Kong, and looking forward to his input tomorrow.
Just a shout out to Paul Cotter, who I see has joined us from Sydney this morning.
Welcome back, Cotter.
Welcome back, Cotter. Wonderful supporter of Kowloon Cricket Club. His son Max, very much an up-and-coming star in Hong Kong cricket before moving back to Sydney and joined the Eastern Suburbs Club down there and going very, very well.
We talked about Ash Caddy beforehand, and a little Ash Caddy and Liam Ginnivan have played about 30 games against each other, maybe 30-40 games. Ash Caddy never got Liam Ginnivan out. So we've,
I'm sure we'll be reminding him of that fact.
And Ash Caddy's basically got everyone out. So perhaps in commentary we can actually maybe have a chat with Liam Ginnivan. What can he do against Ash Caddy that even the best in Hong Kong can't do? Ash Caddy's even been able to knock over Martin Kurtzia, Adik Garawara, Brett Long. Basically knocked them all over. Couldn't get out Liam Ginnivan. So we'll have a chat with him tomorrow about that. Oh, down the leg side. It's just wonderful carry here. Like, got to give.
It's a good wicket.
You've got to give credit to the groundsman here, Aman. Is that correct?
Amanat.
He's he's played his cricket for the Crusaders over the journey.
Yeah, and I think a little bit with the Infidels.
Infidels on Sunday,
yeah.
That's right.
Comes in with a nice rounded action, swings it away from the right hander, and he's turned himself into a pretty good groundsman, and he's delivered what I think is a terrific pitch. You know, good carry. It's all going on, bit of movement as the Namibian Nightmare comes in to Adik Garawara. Outside off.
Yes, we certainly didn't water it yesterday, David. But,
very, very, very cheeky for my favorite. Well, sometimes you got to water it. Sometimes you need the two Hessian. The two Hessian. But of course, Matthew Collins is very naughtily referencing the pitch in the 50-over Gencor Premier League final, which had a little bit of water, a couple of little wet patches that dried out.
You gave me an in, Val.
Yeah, I did give you an in.
You walked yourself right in.
I put it out. I put it up in front of you, and you said, "I'll hit that for 6," and he did. And you've got to give the first round to Matthew Collins as the Namibian Nightmare. Yes, look at that. He plays that beautifully late. So who are you? So tell me, from the KCC, Matthew Bodfield, and from the Hong Kong Cricket Club, Matthew Collins, who are the 3 from KCC you think are the most important for KCC? And then I'll ask you, Matthew Collins, who's the 3 most important from Kowloon Cricket Club. Starting with you, Matthew Bodfield.
I could pick 11, but I'll narrow it down to 3. I think Jamie, of course.
Jamie Atkinson, he's been in terrific touch.
Yeah, terrific touch with the bat. Bubba Hyatt in the longer form of the game, if he shows patience, if he gets in, and if he can bat as Jay comes in again. It's the left outside off stump. Bubba Hyatt, if he bats long, if he bats time, you'll see an enormous amount of runs from Bubba. And then onto the bowling, I'd say, let me say the spin twins of Pascoe and Ahan. I think
not the spin triplets. Wackers Barkut. He's come from a different mother. Are you saying what's going on there?
I just think Ahan to the left-handers, of which there are a number in the HKCC
side
lineup. I think that's going to be very important, and you'll see Dan, of course, bowl a lot of overs and try to bowl them very tight. So I think they'd be my pick.
Very good. Well, if Dan Pascoe gets a wicket, will he be bringing out the gun show? What do you think?
100%.
100%.
Depending on the status
As
of the game.
Ash Caddy, Director of Cricket at the KCC, brings us some refreshments. Thank you, Ash.
Very good.
As Azars comes in from the bowling green end.
So Matthew, well played.
Well
so,
played.
so Matthew Collins. So we've talked about KCC there. I think three.
I think he bloody nicked more than 3.
Yeah, well, I think he wanted to name. He wanted to name the 12th man. I said, that's your son. That's a little bit cheeky. And then we'll probably be chatting a little bit. See if we can get Matthew Bodfield to say that perhaps his son Jaden could have snuck in, but
he was close.
He was very, very close.
By all reports.
But we got a wonderful 100 the other day. Been batting beautifully.
When was the last time you saw a 16-year-old or someone 15/16-year-old make 100 in Sunday cricket? Be a while.
It'd be a while. Division 1 or Division 2?
Div 2, but still Sunday cricket nonetheless.
Division 2, different game.
Okay.
Different game. And
go back to I think Kalhan was probably
maybe
go back,
He's a good player.
Go back 3 or 4 years.
Has he gone overseas? He's overseas.
New Zealand.
He's studying, yeah.
Okay, he's a very good player.
So you're going to give me 3?
I'm going to give you 3. So who are your 3 most important from the Hong Kong Cricket Club, Matthew Collins?
Certainly the captain, Kinshit Shah, been in very good form and has played very well recently against KCC in extremely important fixtures. So he's definitely on top of my list as Azars comes in. That one going down leg. Atkinson with a shy at the stumps. No avail.
Kinshit Shah. I will jump in there on Kinshit Shah. He's some would say maybe a little bit lucky to be playing today.
Wow. This is huge if true.
He was reported. He was reported by the umpires and for Cricket Hong Kong in the Gencor 50 over Premier League game. For say a little bit of dissent when he was given out, and
an indiscretion,
and a little bit of maybe over excitement or over appealing on one particular matter. I think Cricket Hong Kong looked at that very seriously.
Was that from the 50 over game?
That was from the 50 over Gencor game, and looked because in Hong Kong cricket and anywhere around the world. Respect to umpires and showing absolutely no dissent is very, very important.
So he was let off the hook?
I wouldn't say he was let off the hook, but it was looked at. He had to give a written explanation. He did that, and Cricket Hong Kong gave him a warning on that one. So
he would have been very unlucky to miss this.
Now, talking about over-appealing and getting excited after a wicket, you have been known to get somewhat excited, Vales. Would you have served some time for a similar infraction?
I do remember seeing my son get out caught and bowled one day, and the man who caught and bowled doing a lap of honour around the wicket. Is that right, David Bailey?
It wouldn't have been D-Valley.
Well, sometimes when you're bowling ferociously spinning leg spinners, huge wrong-uns, flippers, zooters, top spinners, and you've got the crowd behind you. Sometimes you get a little bit excited, and if you get a big wicket like Jaden Bodfield,
David, he was 13 at the time,
and I knew you've got to cut the snake off by the head. You don't let him get his confidence up. And but there was an incident where when I knocked over Tanvir Afzal, and the shirt went over the head.
The shirt went over the head.
Not all the way. Just the crowd said, "Show us your abs," and I thought that's what I was doing. And so you got to keep your clothes on, and perhaps maybe tone down the celebrations just a touch.
So that concludes the over there. So I'd mentioned Kinshit Shah.
Kinshit Shah, very good. So just finish. So a couple of a couple of small indiscretions. The Cricket Hong Kong committee looked at that, and he got a very serious warning on that. So I think you'll see probably a more subdued Kinshit Shah when he's batting and he's bowling. And that's who you want to see the best players play. But of course, we support the umpires at Cricket Hong Kong 100%. So that was Hong Kong Cricket Club nearly didn't have their captain playing. So that was the first one there.
Well, that would have been massive.
I think,
obviously based on the 50 over final as well, the national skipper. Nizakat Khan.
He's been in great form.
He's been in wonderful form, so he'd be my number 2. And I'm going to pluck a bowler out here, and just given the nature of the wicket and that we know that this wicket will turn, and Hong Kong Cricket Club are going to be bowling second, I think little Lukey Jones. I think he's going to be a bit of a key here. I think he's going to be very important.
I think if he puts a blonde rinse through his head, he'd bowl even better. Because a leg spinner.
What about a blue rinse like what was his
Colin
name?
Miller?
A bit of Funky
Miller. He's good.
But I think Jonesy might be very, very important here.
Absolutely. Guys come through the Young MCC Academy there. He's one of the coaches at the Hong Kong Cricket Club.
But as Bod has alluded to, I mean, both sides have really, got an amazing amount of depth and strength.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can pick any number.
So
of
isn't it interesting? You've gone with Kinshit Shah, you've gone with Nizakat Khan, you've gone with Luke Jones. That Martin Coetzee has absolutely slipped off your radar. That message will get through to him and said Matthew Collins is writing you off. Not even the top three, Matthew Collins.
Mate, I'm looking at form, and I'm looking at the track, and I'm thinking Jonesy with the ball, and I think you've got to go with the two informed batsmen, and I think Martin would agree.
I'm just having a...
Or that may be close.
It's a big shout.
Yes,
He's
and
gone.
Yes, didn't really get forward on that one, Vars.
And I tell you, I was about to say that they've been bowling a lot of balls, just not making them play enough, short of a length, and he finally pitched one up, got it dead straight, and
didn't get forward, did he?
Because he'd been
Moved off the seam as well, away from him.
Let's have a look. Maybe he was stuck on the crease.
Yeah, just a bit of movement off, beat the bat, and
how's the height?
Caught in front.
I think the height was all right on that one.
That's a shame for Ade.
Yeah, I mean, look, he'd been very patient. He let a lot of the good ones go. So a shame for the young man.
And he's gone for duck, unfortunately.
Faced a lot of balls.
21 balls or 22 balls maybe for.
So now another former KCC player, Ninad Shah. So this is really interesting. This feels to me a bit like a captain's pick. I think he's going, I'm going to back my brother here, Ninad Shah. I'm going to show him the confidence. So you're going to bat number 3, and you've got a massive job to do today. And I love that confidence. You say to your guy, you're our number 3. You're going to bat number 3. You've got a huge job here. You've had a good record here at Kowloon Cricket Club. You grew up playing at Kowloon Cricket Club, and in the 2-day game, Ninad Shah, you've got a big job to do.
He's been in pretty good form, David.
He's been in reasonable nick.
He had a wonderful 2020 final when he took Dan Pascoe to pieces, but a very different game here, coming at number 3 in a 2-day red ball game. So
24 ball duck that was for Ade, unfortunately.
Yeah, as I said, he was very, very patient.
My only question, there's a lot of bounce there. Could that have been perhaps going over the stumps? But John Prakash is a very experienced umpire. Same here with Tabrak Dar. Had a very close look. You look at the replay; looks pretty close to me. I think that's a pretty fair decision. And you got to back the umpires all the way. John Prakash.
That came off two maidens in Jay Davidson's previous over. So he's bowling very, very tight, very, very well.
And the 2 left-handers here, and he's a guy that does like to flash through the offside. I say 3 slips, a gully, a point. Everyone's in the game here. Jay Davidson to Ninad Shah.
Just wondering.
Oh, nervous. I'll have a look, my friend. The Ahan Trivedi. They say you don't run on a misfield, Matthew Collins.
I think it's rubbish, actually. I think if you misfield, you can take one. I think it's a bit of a myth.
With just speaking of Ahan, I'm just wondering with the 2 left-handers out there now, after Razaz Khan finishes his spell at the bowling club end, do they throw the ball straight to the young man?
Well, he likes bowling to the lefties, doesn't he? Oh, look, I think the ball's new. I think these guys, they'll bowl 5 or 6 each for sure, at least.
I was meaning Razaz has bowled 3 now, so after he's 5 or 6, are you tempted to throw straight to Ahan?
I'd be very tempted, actually.
Be cool.
Oh,
great! Look at that, a lot of bounce.
No ball, but wonderful delivery.
Now I just had a little message through from one of the new Hong Kong Clicker members, Dan Crowther, who took 8 for 16.
He is a legend, Dan Crowther. Is he listening in?
He's listening in, and he was reminding me that Division 2 counts. Of course, it counts, but 8 for 16 won't get you on the top board. It's only Division 1. But that's
he's a great man, Dan Crowther.
He's been a great addition to the Hong Kong Cricket Club. Plies his trade for the Nomads on a Saturday and under the Harry Florey Optimus on a Sunday, but 8 for 16 at any level is incredible bowling, Matthew.
Fantastic bowling, absolutely fantastic.
Here he goes, free hit.
No free hit.
No free hit in this day.
Oh, you're getting too excited, David.
That's back to the
very excited.
Here's a free hit, gets clean bowled. It wasn't a free hit. That would be controversial. He's a nervous starter, Ninad Shah, and I tell you, you are right in the game here in slips and gully and point. So if you just got to get himself moving. Batted 7 for the Scorpions last week in the Rory Kane Scorpions. So it's great to see him at number 3. Huge job here. Here comes Jay Davidson.
And short, gets under it well. There's that carry again, David, you're talking about.
So
good over, only the no ball off it and a wicket. Probably, what a very good start from KCC.
Probably worth mentioning how the format works here. Obviously, being a 2-day game, So obviously, winning on first innings, you'll win the contest. If you're behind after the first innings, then you're forced to basically win outright. So over the years, that format has changed a little bit, but that's what we're playing under
first innings
this weekend.
So
if you don't win first innings, you've got to win outright.
So the Hong Kong Cricket Club are holding the Fincher Shield. So in theory, Hong Kong Cricket Club could bat for the 2 days, but that wouldn't be one. That's never going to happen. And two, I don't think it wouldn't be.
Are you saying you don't have confidence in your batting lineup?
I don't think either side could bat 2 days from what I've seen so far.
I'm glad you said it though.
And they're guys who like to. They like to play their shots.
Well, I mentioned earlier the difficulty in changing tempo. I mean, this is the only 2-day cricket these guys play all season, so they are used to a more.
And they're not used to. They're the only red ball cricket these guys.
Yeah, true.
Sure.
Well struck.
So a little shout out. Yesterday was say more senior cricket. Do I say the KCC Knights beat the Hong Kong Cricket Club Taverners at KCC yesterday. It was a wonderful game of cricket. I understand. It was a beautiful curry done, and for what I understand, some also wonderful umpiring. So it's good to see some of these young umpires coming through the ranks. Luke Shepherd, Kieran Hale, Johnny Moran, some of these guys, some young umpires coming through, and we thank them because the officials are very important here in the game of cricket.
Beat him.
Jeez, he nearly got a little tickle on that.
Good pace, good bounce, wonderful carry.
Just drop the gloves.
Now I understand you can still get tickets here. Come on down to the Kowloon Cricket Club if you're in Sha Tin, Repulse Bay, over there in Kowloon Bay. You're in Central, Admiralty. If you're just coming out of a nightclub in Wan Chai, come on down here to the Kowloon Cricket Club. We welcome you with open arms, Matthew Collins.
Yes, all welcome down here. Beautiful day,
delivery.
And some great cricket on offer.
Jay Davidson down here at Fine Leg just gave us the big thumbs up. Very happy with that LBW. Defender there. Hello to Steve Stark on YouTube, who said hello to us.
Stevie Stark.
Hello, Steve.
G'day, Steve.
Not Mitchell's brother.
Of course, the big test match coming up this week.
Starting Wednesday, yeah.
At the Gabba.
Are they? Will be Travis Head or Khawaja? Or do we know?
We don't know.
So there was a little whisper that it was Travis Head, but I'd like to see Khawaja get one more go.
I think Marcus Harris will open with Warner.
That's definitely.
Yes.
And I think Head will go into the middle order.
And what about Shane Warne? He's been
he's tickled that
Goodness
one,
me.
and he's gone.
What a delivery.
Well, there's been some
beautiful
great
bowling.
Great bowling.
Fantastic.
Beautiful bowling. Did he have to play at that? Maybe not. It was tight
Let's
to
have a
his
look at
body.
the replay.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
It was just.
That's just it.
He was
A little
just.
bit too good.
It was one of those ones that he had been leaving early on, though, wasn't he? He was. There is wonderful carry
I
here.
think you got to play that though.
You do well. Yeah, it's one of those ones you can't leave them all.
Especially when he's moving it both ways off the seam.
Yes, Hong Kong Cricket Club have been very, very defensive early on, and this is you put in. Oh, as Ash Caddy's got he's smiling like a Cheshire
he's up and
cat.
about, Ash
Stepping
Caddy.
his stride. Hong Kong Cricket
flying
Club,
around the place.
2 for 6.
Or 6 for 2.
6 for 2 if you're from the Northern Hemisphere.
Ninad Shah, 0. Unfortunately for him.
There has been some.
Was that
great
Nina? I
bowling.
thought that was Brett Long.
Was that Brett Long? Wasn't it?
I think that was Brett.
Was it?
We'll just check. Yeah, was that Brett Long or? That was
It
Brett
was
Long.
Brett
It
Long.
was Brett Long.
My apologies.
So real
Goes
danger
for
man,
3.
Brett Long, and someone who can bat for lengthy periods. You feel.
Yeah, I think that was the one that was a beautiful. It was one of the ones you had to leave. But credit to Azaz Khan. He'd been bowling beautifully. So's Jay Davidson. They had the new ball. They were put in to have to field first. You've got to get the early wickets, and they've got out the
Doing
2
their job.
guys from the Hong Kong Cricket Club that can bat for a long, long period of time. Now you look at the Hong Kong Cricket Club. It's Ninad Shah, Nizakat Khan, Martin Kurtzia, Kinshit Shah. These are guys who like to play their shots. We'd love to see them coming in the second or third session today. But you've got Nizakat Khan early on. He's a guy who's got 100 in the one-day Gencor 50 over Premier League final. He batted beautifully on difficult conditions, as my fellow commentator Matthew Collins pointed out. It was difficult conditions early on. I saw him hitting balls in the nets yesterday with Trent Johnson. He looked terrific, absolutely terrific. And he's got 2 bats there today. He's got one bat, a newer one that he's got there, and he's also got a bat, an older one that he's had repaired 5 times, where he got 100 against in the Big Bash Sydney Sixers. So he loves using that one. But he told me today he's going to go with a newer one today. So
well, he got the 100 against the Sixers, didn't he? Or was it the Thunder?
Sydney Thunder. Sorry, you're
Thunder
right.
out of Dubbo, I think that was.
Yeah, 100 against that kind of quality shows you the type of quality. And he is the current Hong Kong national captain.
Again.
Oh, what a ball!
Goodness me.
That has gone right through
ripping
him.
it down.
Azar's, so it's the former national captain bowling to the current national captain, and he closed the face there. He thought it was going down leg side, and he tried to work it round. Huge opportunity again for Kowloon Cricket Club, similar to the 50 over game. They had Hong Kong Cricket Club 4 for 50 and basically won the game in the first hour. Huge next 15 minutes to 30 minutes. Neenad Shah and Nizakat Khan got a massive job to do for the Hong Kong Cricket Club. Here's Azaz Khan. Great shot.
Confident
Beautiful
shot.
shot.
Just got forward, punched that forward. That looks like it's going all the way.
But Bubba Hyatt.
Big bad bustling Bubba Hyatt. He wouldn't have done that.
Well, he's a new and improved Bubba Hyatt.
He's a slim down Bubba Hyatt. He's the svelte Bubba Hyatt.
That was a good effort down there.
I tell you,
Pretty long boundary
two
today.
years ago he wouldn't even run after that. I wouldn't have thought. He would have walked to the boundary, underarmed it back in, and go, "Come on, lads, a bit better than that."
So I mentioned earlier the outfield here left a little longer than we'd normally have it, and
Which I think is good for cricket.
it is, and he's hit that one pretty much to the longest boundary out there today. So a nice start. He will play his shots. We know that.
Just looking at the bowling figures, Jay Davidson 4 overs, 2 maidens, 1 for 2. Azaz Khan 4 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 5. So a tremendous start by the opening bowlers of Kowloon Cricket Club.
We just had a little message through that the commentating is second or before the YouTube video. Nitesh, the comment. So we're a touch beforehand. So you're hearing it. As they say, you're hearing it first. Yeah. So I'm not sure what Nitesh can do on that one in terms of the. He's one of the IT professionals and gurus. Might need a little restart because we don't want to give things away, Matthew Collins.
No, we can't have that. Okay, so we've got Jay Davidson continuing.
Bowl his 5th over.
Jeez, he's bowled well. He's been right on the money.
He has. He's very pleased.
Here he comes. Good shot. That's going to roll down the hill. You're not going to catch that. Look at Bubba go. Oh, Bubba, you're going to dive there, big man. Oh, big bad bustling Bubba Hyatt. The svelte version. I tell you, he used to run 16.3 for the 100. He now runs 12.3, Matthew Collins. But no
one was getting that one.
Not even Bubba could get that. And he just. This is the great thing about Nizakat Khan. If he gets bat on, it goes for 4. Hits
Very short boundary there too.
Very short boundary. I think you'll see Jay Davidson pull it back just a little bit.
He's a bit full there, Jay. Nizakat just leaning on it beautifully, and Bubba was never a chance.
Here we go. He's a much more mature cricketer in the last 12 months. I think he's done some great work with Trent Johnson. Worked really hard at his game, on and off the game, and he's worked very hard at his mental game. He used to be a guy that if he wasn't scoring well, he'd try and hit the big shot and throw away his wicket too readily. Now you've seen in some of the innings in the last 18 months where even when it's not going his way, he's a guy who can put his head down and really score in tricky conditions, difficult conditions. And he's got a massive job to do here, the national captain. He's coming off 100 a few weeks ago. Here comes Jay Davidson. Well left.
Well, you can see his impact already. What did he get? A 3 down off that cover drive, and a 4 already in this over. So he will score quickly. And KCC will be looking to see the back of him as soon as possible, no doubt.
Hey, Nitesh, can we restart?
As Davidson comes in. Well left.
That's
worked away
4
nicely
as well.
That's 4 runs. I mentioned earlier, he just scores so rapidly. Jay Davidson just straying down leg side slightly there, and that was just picked off. Nobody down there. 4 runs straight off the bat.
Now, Matthew Collins, former captain, 2-time captain of cricket. Don't get captain of cricket very often, twice. Are your cricketing days done? Some would say, you know, you're a very talented cricketer, and but could come play some Saturday cricket in the future, or do you see yourself retired now?
No, I think I'm pretty much done, mate. I might have got a couple of kids that are in the junior ranks now, so I might have a bit of a hit and giggle with them at some stage. But
I'd say it's a lot more than just his cricketing days are done.
oh, easy, Tiger.
Oh, do tell. We'll get back onto that a little bit later. Matthew Bodfield, a guy, he plays it straight. Well, left. He plays it straight, just like Nizkat Khan, but we'll come back to that. Oh, just shots fired from Matthew Bodfield from the grassy knoll.
Good over that one for HKCC. A few runs off it. There's a cut, looking menacing.
So will we get one more from Jay Davidson? You think that'll probably be it, and maybe a Teak Iqbal?
How many has he bowled now? 5?
5. Yeah.
He might have another one.
5 overs, 1 for 10.
He may have another one, although he did
Just got a bit
to look
full
a
there.
little bit tired.
Yeah.
We'll see, but I think it'd certainly be a Teak to take the ball
Where
off.
is Tiki out there at the moment? Mid on. See if he starts limbering up.
This is Neenad Shah. He's worked really hard at his game. He gets great support from his brother. Often you see 9 to 10 o'clock at night on a Tuesday or Thursday night, Kinshit and Shah and Neenad Shah working really hard together. I'd love to see the brother partnership, like Mark and Steve Orr, though I think Neenad and Kinshit speak a lot more than Mark and Steve Orr used to, Matthew Collins. They didn't used to speak very much. Great shot.
Lovely shot. Lovely
Just push
shot.
forward. Run hard there, young man. That's 4 runs.
All the way. That's a lovely cricket shot.
And isn't it interesting? Ardit and Brett Long really dug in, tried to get through before. One went LB. That was Ardit Gorawara for duck off 20-odd balls, and Brett Long. Well, these two guys they've trying to look like they're playing more of a 50-over game, like, you know, getting forward, playing a few shots. Nizakat Khan 11 off 8 and Neenad Shah 4 off 5. But Azaz Khan wouldn't mind that. You got bowling with a red ball on a green deck, 3 slips, a gully, and a point. As we look across to Jay Davidson, has he bowled his last over for this spell? I'm not sure. He's probably asking for the captain, saying, "I've got one more in me." I think. Here comes Azaz.
Well defended.
I love it when Neenad Shah plays with a big elbow up in front. My concern for him when he plays a little bit wristy, plays more with the hand. When he plays with the elbow up, as you could see with that cover drive, he's a lovely technique. Plays it late, and he looks very hard to get out. But when he plays with the wrists, I always think he's a little bit vulnerable. And that's why you've got the 3 slips, the gully, and the point. And KCC would know his game very well. They played a lot of cricket with him here, Matthew Collins.
Yes, indeed. As Azaz comes in. Yeah, I mean, Neenad's actually started his career out as a bowler. He used to bowl medium paces, and then later to that, I think he had a bit of a go at spin for a while. And batting was more of a sort of a part-time thing, and the reverse is true now. He's worked very hard on his batting. He's certainly one that could be very damaging here today. So
I love the field set. You've got no one between Ahan Trivedi at point and Teak Iqbal at mid-off, so there's a huge gap. You're saying to Neenad, have it if you like. And defend it. Of course, captain giving Azaz Khan enormous support with those 3 slips and a gully.
You'd feel the nerves running through Neenad right now, can't you? He's just a very nervous starter. He knows he's facing that red ball. You don't see these cricketers in the white clothing very often. They play their Sunday cricket, their Premier League cricket with a white ball and in coloured clothing. So I had to actually lend the captain Kinshit Shah a white top.
Wow.
So when I and some pads. So when I turned up today with the white shirt and the pads, KCC were almost laughing, or maybe that was laughter and fear when they thought I was going to play today, Matthew Collins.
Well, we'll see if it's lucky, kid. Because he's going to blame you if he doesn't get runs or wickets.
Absolutely. And let me tell you, those pads have been hit many a times.
They're worked in nicely.
Absolutely. No, they've been, yes. I don't think he'll be hitting the pads as many times as I have been already this season, Matthew Collins, Kinshit Shah. Well, we hope not. So we go around the field, and it's square leg. It's the pocket rocket. Mo Khan coming in at 5'3", I believe. He was drawn half an inch from 5'2" about a month ago, my understanding. Big bad bustling Bubba Hyde at mid-on, just having a little, just look at the grass and going, this is enjoying my cricket here at Kowloon Cricket Club, his first season here. Azaz Khan, the bowler at mid-off. You've got, who's that, Atiq Iqbal, Matthew Collins?
Yes.
Yeah, wide mid-off
yes,
there.
Indeed.
Starts round the wicket.
At point, you've got Ahan Trivedi, Dan Pascoe at Gully, Devang, Simandeep Singh, and Wackers Barker to the 3 slips. And
Looks like it is Jay going to have a rest now, and we'll go to Atiq Iqbal. Great spell from Jay. Took an important wicket, 1 for 10 off 5 overs.
exactly what you want from your big, fast, quick. The man from Namibia. And Atiq Iqbal, he just loves the 2-day games. He loves the white clothing, loves the red ball, and he loves a bit of grass on the wicket. If there's no grass on the wicket, you don't play cricket, Matthew Collins, some would say.
No, you don't.
And they've left the grass on here. Sometimes there's not a lot of grass in recent years, and it has been a bit of a crumbly turning track, especially early on in Kowloon Cricket Club. But well done to the groundsman here. He's done a terrific job. There's grass on the wicket. It's great pace. The ball's carrying through. It'll be great for batting later this afternoon. And from what we look, us commentators, and I'm not sure how much we know about cricket, but we think we do. We believe there'll be a little bit of turn, maybe later today or tomorrow, Matthew Botfield.
Definitely tomorrow.
Most certainly, and we've got our bowling change here. Atiq Iqbal will be coming from the KCC Pavilion end. So, as we mentioned earlier in the corresponding fixture last year in the Hancock Shield at Hong Kong Cricket Club, he took 5 wickets, so he's going to be really, really important here for KCC. He'll jag it back off the seam to the right-hander and sort of aim for that 4th, 5th stump.
And this will be interesting because Nizakat Khan can clear the boundary rope very easily. Here he goes. Gets forward. Great shot. The pocket rocket. Here he goes. You're not quick enough today, Mo Khan. He just leaned on that, didn't he?
Just a push.
I tell you, whatever bat he's using is like it's like a Superman bat. He's just leaning on it.
It was just a big stride forward. Just saying to Atiq, if you're going to pitch it up, I'm just going to put you away easily.
I think you'll see one of these guys come out of slips into a cover. Nizakat Khan's just in too good a touch. And he's there is probably one extra cover now.
Yeah, Mo's out there now.
No one. No, so he's no
2
one.
men on the leg side. Off the back foot.
Now Mo Khan, for those who were watching the Premier League one-day final, Nizakat Khan was getting tied down. He struck it beautifully to cover straight to Mo Khan. We thought he'd swallow it up like maybe a double cheeseburger from Five Guys, but Mo Khan dropped it, Matthew Collins. We couldn't believe it, and Nizakat Khan went on to make 100.
Well, thankfully the KCC won anyway.
They did.
It was all academic in the end. Well forward there.
You're a Five Guys fan, David?
Is it Five Guys versus Shake Shack? I'm
a Shake Shack man.
You can leave me out of both of them, to be honest.
You don't
traditional
need it.
McDonald's
you don't
man.
need it all.
Matthew
don't mind a Big
Bodford,
Mac.
you haven't eaten since 2003, as far as I'm concerned. The man, is skinny as a rake here. There's no question there. I would say for burgers, I would say Five Guys. For the shakes, I would say Shake Shack, and for the fries, I would say just Five Guys by a touch with a little bit of vinegar. You a vinegar on your chips, Matthew Collins?
Oh yes.
Oh, you got to put the vinegar on the chips.
I think one of the most, been in Hong Kong many years now. One of the things I miss enormously is the lack of real fries at the KFCs in Hong Kong. I don't know why they don't have the fries like they do in Australia. They have those funny, strange fries.
I heard back in the 80s, Matthew Botfield, you used to like Red Rooster chips. Any truth to that?
That's 100%
We're
true.
talking some quality seasoning.
100% true. Nothing like the Red Rooster.
Get a bit of a Hawaiian pack into you.
The wine.
I remember when Red Rooster started to deliver in Australia. It was one of the happiest days of my life.
Where would you put it compared to your wedding? On par, or the birth of your children?
Well, there's 4 of them, so
Probably come back
it'd
number
be right
3.
up there. Be right up there.
Yeah. 4 children. Man,
Now, what's going on out here?
a little bit of a chat. Someone's not
Umpire
happy.
John Prakash is having a chat to Jamie Atkinson here. I'm not
Saying,
sure
I think
what
you're
that's
saying
all
a
about.
little bit. Jamie Atkinson is a guy that doesn't normally say very much on or off the field. Maybe he said a couple of words there, trying to rattle Nizakat Khan because he is the national captain. He's coming off 100. He's in beautiful touch, and he's scoring rapidly. 15 off 12 in a 2-day game. He's got a strike rate of 125. I can't remember the last time you had a strike rate of 125. Probably the last time you were at Al's Diner or Stormy's, Matthew Collins.
Easy.
Atiq again. Back of a
Take
leg.
a single there.
Easy single.
Here we go. Now, I do believe that Atik picked up Ninad Shah in the 2-day game, the Hancock Shield, last time. Because what he's going to do here is he's going to go across Ninad Shah and he's going to take the ball away, and he's going to seam a couple in. And so he's going to ask the question to Ninad Shah, do you know what I'm doing with the ball? Can you pick the ones that are going away, and can you pick the ones that are coming back in?
And you're quite right, he had him caught behind for 6.
Yes, and he was just a little bit too good that day. And Atik Iqbal loves the red ball, loves these 2-day games, and he loves playing Hong Kong Cricket Club. Here he comes. Ninad Shah gets right in behind there. You just feel the nerves on Ninad Shah, can't you?
Yeah, just got to give himself a bit of time to get in here, and he can start being a bit more expansive after that. But scores ticked over nicely now to 2 for 26. So it wasn't looking so healthy at 2 for 6, but with the introduction of the national captain out there, he's really moved the scoreboard along.
Matt, I noticed just our first pigeon of the day has joined us. A beautiful white pigeon just sitting down there on his own without his partner, enjoying the sun.
One of Bill Laurie's or not, do you think? Or probably wouldn't have made it all the way from Australia.
No, I don't think they can fly that far, but no, he's just down there. He'll be joined by friends later on, I'm sure.
No doubt. Zars continues. Oh, that took off.
Goodness me.
That was an absolute ripper there from Azaz Khan.
Now, he's bowling with a bit of heat, Azaz, isn't he? A man called Sleepy. Well, he's well awake here, I can tell you.
He's up and about.
He's up and about. He got the big wicket of Brett Long, who's had a wonderful season so far. And now, can he knock over the national captain, the former national captain, bowling to the current national captain?
There's national captains everywhere out there.
There is. And
Jamie Atkins.
And ironically, neither of them are captaining their own side today. Kinshit Shah and Jamie Atkinson. Jamie Atkinson, a former national captain as well. I'm sure at some stage you probably captained. That
was loose.
That's the old Nizakat Khan. That's you beat me, I'm going to come and play a big shot. He's got that out of his game the last 12 months, where he just, that was a loose, reckless shot, and he's got to tighten up his game here. Hope you're enjoying your cricket wherever you are around the world. We know there are people tuning in. There are tickets still available here at the Kowloon Cricket Club. Come on down. Love to see you here. It's a big crowd forming. Nitesh doing a great job over there on the video as well. Here he comes. It's a 2-day game and he's walking down the wicket.
And of course, for viewers out there, you can get in contact with us on the chat box on YouTube.
He's bowled very well here today, Azaz.
1 for 9 into his 6 over. It's fantastic.
Still with the 3 slips. Gully, point, cover, bit off, bit on, shortish mid-wicket.
Well left. Loves a big stride, doesn't he? Absolutely loves a big stride. Now, fine leg is basically almost a deep backward square leg. Is that because that's the best position, or fine leg is so short it's only about 30 metres to boundaries, there's no point having a fine leg, Matthew Collins?
Yeah, that's an interesting one. It's such a short boundary down there. You've got to have some protection down here.
So in the 2-day game, they worked over Nizakat and they got him caught on the boundary at square leg, where he hit a half shot, hit deep down square leg's throat, which was pretty disappointing for you.
That might be high.
Wow. Wow, Azaz Khan.
Certainly no problem with height there. It's just a question of direction.
Yeah, from our vantage
he got stuck on the crease there, I'm afraid. But we'll have a look at a replay just to see whether that one was on line or not. But
huge wicket for KCC.
After getting the short one, which took off, he got stuck on the crease there, didn't he?
That did look a little bit high. No doubt that's jagged back. I'll tell you on the replay.
From here, Vale's height wasn't a problem.
It's really just directional. But he got stuck right on the crease, didn't he?
He certainly did. We were just talking about the big stride he's been taking, and it just was non-existent.
That short one. Oh yeah.
Oh, it's just across.
That's well on line.
Jagged back and got him in front of middle. Looking at that replay, Vales, I'm probably a little bit more with you on height, but we'll go with the umpires out in the middle.
Let's have a look. Oh, maybe even outside off stump. But to be honest,
got him in line.
At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because you're LB and you walk off. And Nizakat Khan, you just walk off straight away.
He was pretty pumped. You don't see much emotion from Azaz Khan.
No, I think he was. I think the two danger men today are Martin Kurtzia and Nizakat Khan, and Nizakat Khan, who had been striking it well, and in he comes. Wow!
Are we having drinks after an hour?
And the question is,
Yes.
do you think
Go.
you'll see Jay Davidson warming up? I would say no.
I would say you're correct.
Oh, but you earlier on you
Well,
said
I look, yeah.
Stage of the match, I think.
I didn't
probably
expect
no.
Martin to be out there so early. I would have thought maybe we might have seen him in the second session, perhaps. But
Well, this is really important. I mean, umpires we expect are going to have a drinks break in about 3 minutes. So losing Nazaka just before the drinks break and Martin to the wicket in the first hour, very interesting stage of the game.
Oh, it's
Edge
out.
gone. He's gone. He's
Got
got
him.
his first ball. Big edge. And that was
Azaz
the end of
Khan.
Martin Casilla. No, you won't see Jay Davidson warming up. No need. Azaz Khan has done the job and he's taken his third wicket.
As
It's
we're
an
just picking
unbelievable
up David
beginning.
Varley from the floor here.
David, come on.
oh,
Get up,
Talk to
Dave.
us.
Get up, Dave.
Talk to us.
well, like Martin Kurtzia has been finding all different ways to get out after last season. You know, he couldn't find a way to get out, and he get dropped all over the place this season. Just couldn't get himself going. He'd been fired up for this game, done a lot of work. Well done to Azaz Khan. He bowled it nice and full. Martin had to feel for it. He played it. He felt for it. Got a nick. That's cricket at this level, isn't it?
Oh,
it's
didn't
one of
he?
those ones he should have been leaving.
Shouldn't have been playing out there.
But you want bat on ball. Oh, that's devastating for the South African Super State. Devastating for Hong Kong Cricket Club, and devastating also for the fans around the world. But you know, all credit to Kowloon Cricket Club. All credit to Azaz Khan. They've knocked over the two big stars, Nizakat Khan and Martin Kurtzia.
Well, that's 4 wickets in the first hour of the 2-day game.
Oh, incredible! And then Fincher Shield's coming in on a hat trick. It's the Shahs, or it might be curtains here for the Hong Kong Cricket Club.
And was
Wow.
the last ball.